Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation Baltimore Sports Talk. I'm your endearingly starring host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
All right, I just burnt my tongue really badly, by the way. Just while that video was playing, I had this coffee cup, and it was really low in the amount of coffee that was left for a while now. And so I've been sipping it slowly the last cool part of my coffee. And then right before the show, I fired up the Nespresso machine, which, by the way, I've had this machine in here for probably 7 months or something, and the rest of the office just found out that I have an espresso maker.
Oh, it's your private one in your office?
Yeah, and you would have thought I was hiding.
I hope they start providing the pods, because those pods are not cheap.
Yeah, someone actually snuck into my office and left a note, thanks for the coffee, and left $1. So at least they're leaving.
I think that pod's more than $1, but okay.
Oh, I don't know. I'm still using the 7 months. I don't use it often. I'm still using the original pods that came with it.
So you made yourself a fresh mug.
Yeah. And then I went to take a sip, like there was just a little at the bottom, but it's a full cup now. And so this hot Nespresso coffee just flooded my mouth, and I burnt my tongue.
And I did the opposite, because I reached over. For one, my desk is so cluttered. It's like organized, but there's too much junk on my desk, and it's driving me crazy. But I reached over to grab my mug, and I have one of these fancy like Ember mugs.
Yeah.
And see, it says hello, and it says the temperature, but it's supposed to keep my tea at like 120 degrees. And I went and took a sip, and it was cold. And I don't understand. I don't know why, but it has dropped it to 100 degrees. So while you were burned, I was surprised how cold my tea was.
Was that a To-Me purchase?
No, it was a buy nothing, someone giving away in the neighborhood.
Oh, really? I've never heard such a thing. So like it keeps it hot, and it tells you the temperature?
Yeah, there's a little, I don't quite know how to work it, because I had the app was all screwed up, and I had to do the app in Spanish to get it to work in English. But I know if I press it, I can choose the temperature, and I know it's supposed to be 120, and it keeps it warm. Right now it says it's at 113. And I think if I press the Ember, it says hello, and then it says the temperature.
It doesn't do sports scores?
No. But I don't want it to. It's got a little USB base.
Oh, see, we can talk about a USB base for a coffee cup. You lost me there.
And I think the battery just dies or something. I don't know. But so while you burned yourself, I was taken back by cold tea.
Yeah, I'm not a travel mug guy. I don't know why. They annoy me. So I do these Costco, no, not Costco, Sam's Club to-go cups.
To-go cups? Probably because you would leave the travel cups everywhere.
Well, that's true. I've lost. But even I just don't like the metal ones. I just don't like the way it just feels on my lips.
I don't know. I just need a lid when I'm at work, because I've got, again, so much junk here on my desk.
Yeah. I would say you need to move some stuff to your back shelves, but they're full of the bobbleheads.
Well, and it's like, I don't even know what to move. I was looking around, and it's like, well, I've got a mouse, a trackpad, a keyboard. Those have to stay. The mixer, the Stream Deck, that has to stay. My iPad has to stay. And then I've got all this stuff, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm a TikTok creator now. Some might say influencer. So I got microphones here, and other microphones here, and I've got tripods. I've got so many tripods now on my desk.
Good lighting stuff.
Of course I got a light here. I've got so much stuff now here that I need another desk or something to manage all this.
Hey, listen, if you keep on getting those checks for 13 cents coming in the mail, it's going to pay for all that stuff in no time, too. So.
I'm up to $6.72.
All right.
And free stuff, like this basketball pump that I got for free this week.
Yeah, that's just what your desk needs. Now I'm starting to understand why your desk is so cluttered.
Yeah, exactly.
Together. Hey, speaking of things that are cluttered, we're going to get into the Orioles. We haven't talked about the Samuel Basallo contract yet, so we got to talk about that.
We haven't talked about that?
No, we haven't done a show since he signed.
Oh, it would have been funner to talk about when he was hitting the ball well.
Yeah, because I have some thoughts on him, on that contract specifically. Because I wanted to talk about it, but we'd have no podcast since.
All right, well, yeah, we definitely have to talk about that. And I want to talk a little bit about Dylan Beavers and his adjustment up, because we've seen a lot of him the past week.
Yeah, the fun ending to yesterday's game with a diving catch.
Yep.
I don't know if you were still awake for that. It was late.
I was not. I was awake though when he dropped the ball out of his glove.
Yeah, that was the last text I saw from you, and then
yes,
I woke up and watched the highlights and saw that.
Well, Matt, it's school time. What time do you have to get up and get your kids going for school?
We get up, and my son was complaining this morning actually about having to get up so early. My kids wake up probably at 6:30. Usually they're awake at 6:30 on their own. If they're not, we'll wake them up by 7, and we try to get out the door by 7:30.
All right, we have to wake the kids up now for middle school at 5:45.
Oh, see, our middle school starts later. Our middle school doesn't start till like 9.
That's how it should be. Our middle school, they have to be at school at like 7:05.
Yeah, I mean, with the bus, I guess you have to, right? Each county has to decide who goes first, the elementary,
right,
the
exactly.
Middle, and so the middle schoolers are the first ones.
Yep. So middle school is the first one.
How's that working out for you?
I am so tired, and I do the Michael Mara show in the morning. Kids seem fine.
Okay,
but the kids, the kids go to bed at like 9 o'clock. They're fine.
All right. I mean, my kids go to bed at 8:30, and they're struggling with the 7 o'clock wake up.
I don't know. I feel like I'm struggling a lot more than the kids.
Yeah. And we park at my work and walk over there. Yesterday we had, Josh, is your county, is this just that everyone does this now, an asynchronous day where it counts as a regular school day, but all the work is sent home?
Nope. Never heard of that except for from you guys.
Okay. This was since COVID, they realized,
like a work from home day.
Have it count as a school day, except they just do the work at home, which is kind of wild.
Which is then putting it all on the parents to then take care of the kid at home.
Yeah. But what also you realize is one of the reasons I like it, and listen, I didn't have to deal with it. I was at work. Emily dealt with it. So, I'm not, it was no problem for me. But one of the things that you realize while doing it is you get a little better insight into what your kids are doing.
Okay. Right? Yes. Yeah, totally. And that was that was a big takeaway from these Zoom classrooms over COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. But there are 3 things, and Mike, I know Maryland's just starting out. You guys are just in your week 1 or whatever.
Right.
Here we're 3 weeks deep here.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. Same here.
And there's 3 things, and I want to know if your experience is the same, Josh. That's kind of driving me nuts already. And it was bad last year, but this year it's on steroids. The first thing is, and we use Parent Square for communication.
Yes, I have Parent Square.
The amount of communication is out of control.
All right. I got a question about Parent Square.
Yeah.
Because this was my first year using Parent Square. And trust me, we will talk Orioles at some point.
Yeah. We
haven't talked
get some stuff off our chest.
We haven't talked individually for 2 weeks, so we got a little bit to go.
Yeah.
Here's what my problem is with Parent Square, because I get notices in Parent Square from multiple teachers because it's middle school and multiple kids.
Okay, and I have 2 kids, so I get multiple messages, but just from 2 teachers. I can't imagine multiple teachers.
Every time I get a message in Parent Square, I get a notification on my phone from Parent Square. I get a text message on my phone from Parent Square. I get an email on my phone from Parent Square. So every time they send anything, I get it 3 times.
Oh, I get it the email, and I was trying to figure out how to stop the email. Emily doesn't even get the emails. I don't get the text message though.
I want to stop it all. I get it all. And it's like boom, boom, boom. It all comes at the same time.
Everything. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. No, I don't. I just want the notification in the app.
But Josh, how many messages do you get a day on Parent Square?
Well, see, we have Parent Square and Schoolology and Clever. So I have to Schoolology and Clever. I have to log into each day.
Okay.
So Parent Square. Let's see. I got a message. 1. All right. Today. 1, 2, 3, 4 messages in Parent Square today.
Yeah, that's my experience too. I get like anywhere from 2 to half a dozen messages a day. Some from the teacher, some from the county, some from the school.
Yeah.
But messages some from the media specialist.
And my favorite is the ads.
Ads?
You don't get ads? You get, I get, yesterday one of them was buy your yearbook. But then there was another one of...
I get a lot of PTA stuff, which I get similar.
I get one about rules at the high school. I don't have kids in the high school,
I know.
But it's the stadium rules for the high school. I get here's what I talk about by an ad. Dine out tonight. Texas Roadhouse. You can go and make money for the kids' middle school.
Yeah.
If you go there and save 10%, if you show them this barcode.
You see, you know what happens, Josh, is I know you do this. I definitely do this already. 3 weeks in, I don't read the messages anymore. I don't read them anymore. There's too many. I would need to dedicate like 30 minutes of my evening every night to sort through all these messages.
It's way too many. I'll tell you, I love Schoology because that lets me, I just log in once a day and it gives a calendar on the side that combines all the kids' teachers. I have to log in for each kid, but then it shows them what schoolwork and homework is done that week and what they got to do. So I love that. But yeah, this Parent Square stuff is just more annoying.
A deal in middle school. Elementary school, I don't really care what my kids
are doing.
But the whole idea of that, I mean, it reminds me of the Jurassic Park quote, right? Like just because you're capable, it doesn't mean you should, right? And just because it's important, you know, just because you have all these ways to communicate, it doesn't mean you need to communicate all the time.
I feel like you're going to use this same quote later when we talk about Samuel Basallo.
Yeah, and I am comparing these to the amount of messages to like facing a T-Rex because it feels about the same. So everyone needs to chill out with the messaging. I would be okay if we got rid of it. Just get rid of the whole messaging app. Just send home a newsletter with your kid. I would be okay with that.
Somehow, you and I made it all through school without this crap.
Yeah, and like I get more like some communication about your kids important, but they've like taken into overdrive where it's too much.
Like as a parent, I love Schoology. It's great. If I was a student and there was Schoology back when I was a student, I would hate it. Because it means parents would know my grades every single day.
Yeah.
And not just when the report cards come out.
Supposed to be about. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
That bomb.
Wait for the midterms. I get in trouble. I get in trouble then. Not every day you on top of me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So I'm glad you're with me on point one.
Yes.
Point two. And maybe this because my son's in 3rd grade and in Georgia, it's we do Georgia milestones, a state assessment in 3rd grade.
Oh, we do the FAST test.
Okay.
The Florida Achievement in Students something. Same thing.
I mentioned how many messages I get. I would say from my son's 3rd grade teacher, over 50% are all about Georgia milestone preparation, Georgia milestone practice.
Yeah.
Here's what you can do with the assessments in April.
Yes.
We're prepping right now for the milestone in class. Here's what you can do at home. Read up on the modules.
Yeah. Do you know why?
I'm reading up on the modules.
Do you know why? Do you know why they care so much about these modules?
Josh, I'm in education as a career.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So you know it's why it's how they get paid.
Yes, it's how we track. It's how they get ratings. It's how the school is tracked based largely on these school-wide scores. And a lot of funding is tied to it as well. But it's that whole shift where there's never been a message home about, I don't know, and maybe that's not naive of me, but maybe my 3rd grade teacher should send home like the importance of reading with your kid, or here's 5 books that are popular in 3rd grade, or for 3rd grade boys or something.
That would be
park. I mean, I'm not.
Well, that would be great.
Maryland,
but
milestone prep.
It's because they've had to formulate it all, and I think all states have done this, where they had to formulate you have to fit into this bubble to be a good teacher, and the only way we can fairly judge you is based on this. Yeah. So focus all your energy on this, and don't worry about, like, you can never have that creative teacher that everyone loves because they're so creative anymore, because you have to follow this specific.
Yeah. Well, you can. It's just become harder and harder. And
I guess so.
Yeah. And as someone who, like, for my living, I study and look at kind of reading habits and what people do in reading, and you wonder why kids don't like to read anymore. Well, what if the only reading they're doing is freaking prepping for these stupid assessments? No wonder they dislike school and dislike reading.
Right. As a guy
what you send your messages and what you spend your time on shows what you value. And clearly they value assessments over other forms of creativity and learning and love of learning and reading.
Well, it's the same reason that people complain about the Department of Health or whatever else. When you put more government involved in it and less teachers involved in it, it's not teachers making these decisions. It's people above them in the political realm making these decisions. And
this is somewhat related, but here's my 3rd point. So you're with me on point 1 and point 2.
Yes.
Point 3. This is what I realized during or kind of talking to my wife about the asynchronous day. And I realized this. They have a thing called ClassLink where you open up ClassLink and it shows all their software, all the platforms, the apps. It's all their apps they have.
Yeah, that's what Schoology is for us, or Clever, one of them. I don't know.
Yeah. And they have about 30 apps on there when you open it up. And I said, well, 30 apps, that's a lot, but it's for the whole school or whatever. So
yeah, and it's all their books are in there and stuff too.
Yeah. But Josh, they use on a daily basis, like they're using like 5 to 10 apps, programs for reading, for math, for this, for this. It's all apps to do it all. And this is a first grader and a third grader. Everything's done through these apps.
In the classroom, is it also in these apps?
Yes. These is what they would do in the classroom. They're doing it at home now, just the work through the apps.
So they all have computers in their classroom?
Yeah, they don't take them home with them, but they're given, I don't know if they're iPads or, I think they're iPads.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or Chromebooks, something touchscreen.
Yeah.
Because they always try to touch my laptop.
All right.
But it's just the amount of programs. And then I think about.
But again, it's all back to the Georgia test or Florida test. It's all back to the state requirements. The reason they do the apps is because then they can control that every class does the same exact thing. Right. But it's a huge moneymaker because you have all these companies that are coming in and saying, we can teach your kids better. Just give us a boatloads of your government funded money.
Well, and I've been on some of these apps and I don't think they're super effective. Some of them are okay. Some of them are less effective. But all I can think about is each of these apps cost a lot of money.
Oh yeah. And they're not free apps. Someone's paying that license fee per child.
Subscriber based, license based. And so every time you get a new app, it's someone's making a good amount of money. And that's money that could have gone, I don't know, to teacher salaries. But instead, all this money is flooding into all these apps and programs. And people throw their hands up why the reading scores aren't getting better, even though we're putting more and more money into schools. Well, maybe you should look at where the money's going and not into these stupid apps. Get one app, I get it. Get 1 or 2 apps you like, and then get rid of the other 10.
I agree. And
especially at the elementary, first grade, doing all these apps.
Well, and you know what? In Schoology, each kid has a Microsoft 360 account. And that's like $15 a person.
Yeah.
So Microsoft is making a ton of money off our kids and just brainwashing them into Microsoft.
And the amount of redundant apps too. Like, oh, here's 6 apps for reading. Okay.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
How about you get a book and then 1 app if you want to do some assessments with it?
So I agree with all your assessments.
Okay,
on
good.
Education.
Okay. There's my 3 issues. As someone who lives and works in education, more secondary in high school, but this is kind of seeing it from elementary. But I just think we're shifted. This, Josh, all 3 of these was not true when we were in school. I don't think all 3 of these were true.
No,
none
of it.
Even pre-COVID, I wonder.
Some of it was starting pre-COVID. It was, but it wasn't. It didn't blow up where now your kid doesn't even get a physical book when they go to class.
Yeah, has me concerned. And that's related. Also, my children are not feeling very engaged in school right now too, and that
it makes you
related to all this.
It makes you wonder. Well, why don't I just homeschool?
Yeah,
because if I can just put in my iPad in front of my kid and they do school all day, why do I need to go here? And in Florida, it's even worse because we have this free thing called Florida Virtual School, which Emma did. Emma graduated through Florida Virtual School because it was during COVID. And it is take all those apps. Here's your schoolwork. You do it at home. And the school monitors your grades and everything.
Yeah.
So it's definitely hopefully it works. Hopefully this experiment in education works.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic. All right. So I got it off my chest.
All right.
But maybe it'll get better.
All right. Do you have 3 things about the Orioles as well?
I do. 3 things I want to talk about. The Samuel Basallo contract.
Okay.
Jeremiah Jackson as MVP of the American League. And then the return of some healthy players.
Well, if we're going to talk Jeremiah Jackson as MVP, we should have a serious discussion about Trevor Rogers for Cy Young.
Yeah.
Because what Trevor Rogers is doing is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like, and I think a lot of people are just waiting for the other shoe to fall and him to turn back into a pumpkin.
Right.
But even when he doesn't have good stuff, like last start, he still only gives up 1 run. Even with his bad stuff, he's going to give up 1 run.
And he sticks in it for
a terrible
7 innings.
Yeah, give you 7 innings of average stuff. So his emergence has been incredible. And with every start, you have to start thinking, this is the real deal. He is, forget Grace Rodriguez being our ace. He is now, our ace going forward.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people calling to give him a contract. Ever since Basallo signed his contract,
and they want to give it to anyone that does good.
Sign him. Who's next?
Well, I just pulled up who's the American League top contenders for Cy Young.
Oh, it's Skubal.
Skubal. He's got a 2.18 ERA. Behind him is Crotchet with a 2.23. Crochet with a 2.23 ERA, and then Hunter Brown is considered a dark horse candidate, and then they have Jason DeGrom with a 2.32. But he was hurt for the first 2 months. So he's got about the same track record as Trevor Rogers.
I mean, you got to look at innings pitched. I mean, that's what everyone's saying that is against Rogers is just the innings pitched number.
All right, let me look it up. Let's see. How many innings has Skubal pitched?
Yeah, and so I just hope he gets a vote. Like, I think it's really cool if Trevor Rogers can get a vote. And now they're going to a 6-man rotation with all these pitchers coming back. So he's only gonna have a few more starts.
Right. Oh, but it is fun to see those guys come back. It's fun to see Bradish come back and Wells come back.
Well, and you can't help but wonder, what if Trevor Rogers had a full season?
All right, Skubal has 100.
He would be a leading candidate for the Cy Young.
Skubal has 173 innings pitched.
Yeah, what's a double what Rogers has?
Yeah, probably so.
Rogers has like 90 something.
And Rogers has 90.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference for Skubal, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just so, but if Rogers had pitched all year, he would be right. I mean, I think
he would be. It gives me a little bit of that. It reminds me of the Cedric Mullins 30-30 season, where it's like the entire season I wait for that foot to drop. And it never did. The problem is that next season, it never showed up again.
Yeah.
So
we have a couple players. I mean, I mentioned there Jeremiah Jackson. He's in that same boat, but a much smaller sample size.
Way smaller. He's more in the what's going on here?
But just the same way as is it reasonable to assume Trevor Rogers is going to be our ace next year? Because Jeremiah Jackson certainly he's earned a roster spot, it feels like. Has he earned a spot in the starting lineup based on the way he's playing just these past few weeks? But I'll get ahead of myself. We were starting with the Samuel Basallo contract.
Okay.
Josh, reaction to the Orioles signing somebody, reaction to the 8-year, what was it, $67 million he signed. Thoughts on the contract and thoughts on the Orioles actually signing somebody.
Excitement for the Orioles to finally take one of these young guys and say, all right, we're going to put some money out there. And to do the base salary of $67 million for an 8-year extension. And I know if he does certain things and the option year, it can get up to 88.5. And he got $5 million just for signing that piece of paper.
Yeah.
He got a check right there for $5 million. So it's for the Orioles, if Basallo is the guy that we're expecting him to be, it's a great deal. And for Basallo, it is this generational money that's going to take care of him and his kids for years. So I think it's a win-win. I could see in 5 years, if Basallo plays up to what we're expecting, that it seems like a steal or like we ripped off Samuel. But I love it. This is the type of deal you should be giving rookies because it's way too early to know if they're everything. Because we could have made the same deal to Kjerstad or something when he came up. He just didn't come up as a number one. But if you gave it to Adley, would you be all right with Adley? If Adley got this after 1 year? Because
if Adley got this after, if Adley got this right when you first called up, was
4 days in,
called up.
Yeah.
How would I be feeling about that contract?
Yeah, now after 3 years.
That's a great question because he hasn't been
what he was supposed to be.
But he hasn't been. He hasn't been a train wreck either. I don't think.
No, He's just been fine.
Yeah, so I would have been okay with the contract. There's no way, Josh. There's no way on this earth Adley would have signed this contract.
No,
I don't think Kirsten would have signed it. There's no way Holiday would have signed this contract.
I don't think Basallo had a agent. And I think the Orioles may have taken advantage of that.
Well, here's the thing. And it is like he gets money now. I mean, we talked about this before. When Jackson Holiday signed his contract, he signed an $8 million contract, or around $8 million to be the number one pick.
Yes.
And he's got, let's be honest, he got his daddy's money too if he needed it.
Correct.
Basallo, I don't know.
Basallo does have an agent, CAA Sports.
Okay, but not Scott Boras.
Not Scott Boras, like everyone else on the Orioles.
Right. And I assume like the money he's getting up front for Basallo means a lot more for himself and his family than if Holiday signed or Adley signed the same contract.
Yes.
And so yeah, it's a good deal, right? It's good for it's a good kind of insurance for Basallo. If he gets hurt, if it turns out he's a 100 hitter, like he's got that money guaranteed. So it's good for him. I just can't help but look at the other contract that was, and maybe, I don't know, like maybe people perceive Roman Anthony as being a much better player. But, a couple months prior to this, Roman Anthony also signed for 8 years with the Red Sox. He was a top prospect for the Red Sox, top prospect for the Orioles. Roman Anthony his contract was 8 years for $130 million.
Right.
So that's
a lot more.
Double.
Now,
and also with the potential, whereas the potential of Basallo's contract you mentioned was 88.5.
Yes.
His potential is $230 million.
That's a huge increase.
So it's like, is Roman Anthony twice as good of a player as Basallo? So that number is really surprising to me. Did the Orioles get a great deal? I think they got an amazing deal. I worry a little bit about the deal for Basallo's perspective.
Yeah,
but certainly it's not $67 million. It's nothing to sneeze at.
And he was excited. His dad was excited. He did get $1.3 million when he signed as a draft as an international draft pick
5 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When he was 16.
Yeah, but hopefully he didn't run out of that $1.3 million in 4 years.
I don't know. I mean,
family, as a 16-year-old.
Family. I mean, I mean, if you were 16 and got $1 million, allow that
maybe
to go into
maybe he did need the 5.
Yeah, and I mean, living off of whatever minimum wage over there in the minors.
Right.
I think there was a lot of motivation for him to sign this contract. So it's good.
The next 3 years he'll get $1 million a year.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Then 2029 he gets 4, then 7, then 11, then 15 for 32 and 33.
Yeah, and if he's just a good player, not even elite, just a good player, that's going to be worth.
It's a great contract, and this is the type of contract that, with the amount of money in baseball, this is what rookies should be signing. Like, this is the type of contract they should offer Dylan Beavers. This is the type of contract they should offer Colton Cowser.
Yeah, whoa. What's different about Colton Cowser and Dylan Beavers than Basallo that makes this contract work and wouldn't work for them is the age factor.
Yeah, that's true.
What, 21?
Basallo's
20 or 21. So when he becomes a free agent, he'll still be 28, 29 years old.
He is 21 years old, yes.
Yes, he'll be 29 when he becomes a free agent. So even with an 8-year contract, it's still in line for a massive contract at 29.
Correct.
Whereas Cowser, Beavers, they're debuting at 24, 25. A 9-year contract or 8-year contract for them is going to put them at 32 or 33. They're not going to get a multi-year big contract.
Right. I can see that. I can see that.
That's why it's really important to lock them up when they're in their early 20s. So they can get another big deal.
Agree. But it's also important. The also important difference is that Scott Boras is not this guy's agent.
Yeah.
And the question is, when we look at the guys that we want to sign, Jackson Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, Colton Cowser, Jordan Westberg,
Trevor Rogers.
Is Trevor Rogers also on that list?
Well, he's not a Boras client, but
all right. Well, all those other guys are Boras clients.
Yeah.
So yeah, Trevor Rogers might be the guy you throw money at right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a risk. I mean, if You can sign Adley now. Adley's worth less money now than he was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
If Adley was a free agent today, he makes less money than he would have 2 years ago if he was a free agent because he has struggled. So, like, there is risk to not sign these contracts if you don't play well.
Everyone assumes that because we signed Samuel Basallo long term, it means we're done with Adley. We're going to trade Adley. We're going to move on with Adley. I don't see that at all. I don't see any reason to trade Adley at this point. I see his value is down, so you're not going to get what you should get for him. You've got room at first base. You got room at catcher. You got room at DH. Why wouldn't you try to ride it with both these guys next year?
Well, what if Basallo can be an elite catcher?
Then you've got Adley at first. Or we've seen Basallo play great first base.
All right. But I'm saying, what if you can upgrade at first? Are
you ready to move on from Adley?
I'm saying if Basallo was your everyday catcher,
yes,
you upgrade at first base with a really good hitting first baseman who's better, a lot better than Adley Rutschman. Isn't your team better?
Yes. At that point, then, are you willing to trade Adley now in a down year?
I would consider it.
Because I don't think you'll get much. You'll get some because you're still under contract for years. So he still has a high upside.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get, I don't know, you're not going to get a star back.
Yeah, but I mean, it might be worse if you wait another year.
It could be. Sure.
Yeah, he becomes a free agent in 2028, so you still have him for the next couple of years. Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't think the Orioles will trade him.
I mean, they'll listen.
An offer on him, I would. I think you can make it work with Basallo and Adley, but I think you'd also make the argument that this team might be better with a better first baseman, a better DH, and Basallo is your everyday catcher.
Yeah, and then the question becomes, I mean, first base is crowded when you got Mayo and you got Mountcastle there.
Crowded with mediocrity.
It is crowded with mediocrity. So, but I don't want to, I guess what I say is, do I really want to trade Adley just for a bunch of prospects that might work out?
No, but if he can be part of a deal to bring in a young arm, a young starting pitcher has high upside,
maybe. Okay. All right. So we both agree, Basallo, great move. Who's next? Who's next that you think because I've already given up on all of the Boris clients for the Orioles. And I think you make an interesting point on Trevor Rogers. Is if they truly believe that something changed with Rogers, that this can continue, why wouldn't you sign him now?
Right. And Trevor Rogers might be thinking to himself, I'm having this amazing year.
Right. I'll never do this again.
Let me capitalize on, because my stock, what if next year I turn back into a pumpkin, which is possible, or an arm injury. We see that happens all the time. I mean, just look down the bench at Grayson Rodriguez. Do you think Grayson Rodriguez wished he would have signed a contract a couple years ago?
Of course,
he does. And so from Trevor Rogers,
but is it because he's a pitcher? Are the Orioles then scared to do that?
Well, maybe. But on the other hand,
he's only got 1 year left. He hits free agency after next year.
I know. And Josh, if Trevor Rogers has a year next year like he has this year,
he's out of control.
He's going to make an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
More than Burns he couldn't afford. So, I mean, I think you should pursue a contract this offseason.
This offseason? I would be making the call now.
Yeah.
I would be trying to do it now, just like Basallo, where it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. What are there other pitchers that you would? I mean, the only other pitchers you would even consider, I guess, at this point would be Kyle Bradish. Maybe now that we've seen he's back and he looks healthy, he looks good.
Maybe Bradish.
You consider?
Maybe Bradish, maybe Wells, but nothing really. No, we got them both still under control a little bit longer, and I'd want to see that they're fully bounced back, because I don't want to Felix Bautista or Grayson Rodriguez where they come back and then they go right back on the IL.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
And again, the problem with Bradish is, again, the age thing becomes a big factor, because he's not a free agent until 2029, and he'll be 32 at that point.
Were you shocked that all this begging of someone to get an extension, that Basallo is the first one?
No, it makes all the sense in the world. Basallo is the first one, for the reasons we talked about.
Yeah, for the agent reasons.
Well, the agent region being an international signing, not having all the upfront money like a top draft pick would have, all those being at the age he is, like Basallo getting this contract was it was kind of a slam dunk if you think about it. It was a perfect alignment of factors for him and for us to want to make this deal happen. That happens really, really. I mean, I think really like Jackson Holiday is the one that makes the most sense now
because of age.
Yeah, because you can do an 8-year deal and he'll still get out when he's 30 or whatever, or do a 7-year deal and he'll still get out when he's 30, get a couple extra years outside of it. So,
because you make a good point about Dylan and Colton being older. Gunnar and Adley seem like they're past that point of extensions that now they're just waiting for free agency.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So it really feels like Jackson Holiday's the only one there.
Yeah, it does at this point. And so, and does his season this year, which I think has been up and down, does that give you pause too to sign this? That they signed to a big contract because he hasn't been. I mean, he's been fine, but he hasn't been elite by any.
But he's been better. He's been better than last year.
Okay, but he's batting what, 248 or something.
Yeah,
he hits a lot of really hard ground balls to second base.
Right, but what did he show? I mean, he does. But how do we? 2024. What was his batting average? He batted 189 in 2024, and right now he's at 247.
All right.
So it's a good jump. It's a good improvement. You want to see more. 15 homers.
You can't get worse than 189. So yeah, it did.
Right. I mean,
it did improve.
He's improving. He's moving in the right direction. So if you, I think with the pedigree and the type of person he is, I'd put my money on Jackson Holiday. I'd go ahead and extend him.
I mean, he's got a B WAR of 0.7. That's less than 1. You're going to give hundreds of $1 million to a guy who has less than 1 win per year?
I mean, I don't know. But I know he's going to be. And then when his brother comes up in a couple of years, he's going to be even more motivated to outshine his brother. So,
yeah,
I don't have a problem with bringing him up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I absolutely should pursue. I think
spending the money.
Jackson Holiday, the age thing makes sense.
But the Scott Boras thing is a wrinkle that we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, and there is risk. Like Jackson Holiday doesn't turn into a great player, but the whole point is, especially when you're middle market franchise, there's less risk than signing a guy in free agency for $300 million. Right, that's the risky thing. This is the lesser of the evils. Yeah. I mean, this is why Tampa Bay signed Wander Franco to that huge deal, and it backfired. But
or the Red Sox, who made that huge deal with Devers,
right,
and then it backfired.
Yeah, and they thankfully some miracle got out of that huge contract.
Right.
But it's not. But for us, that would be like franchise crippling. I mean, look at the Chris Davis thing.
Yes, look at what Davis did. Exactly.
But for these young players, when the contract's so spread out, like what $1 million a year you were mentioning for Basallo for the next several years, that's not
right. You got the money to do it.
What he would make normally, but it's not crippling if it doesn't work out. Even the 11 or whatever, $12 million a year is not crippling.
Yeah,
$50 million a year is crippling, not 12.
Does contracts like this? I know fans like us like it. Does it bring people back to the stadium? Does it build any excitement to make you want to go to games? For you and I, yes. But for your average person, where the Orioles attendance was down 22% this year, and people want to make all the excuses in the world, but it comes down to they suck. It comes down to they are so bad to watch that, of course, its attendance is down. Doesn't matter what time the games are. It doesn't matter what crime's like. The team on the field sucks, so attendance is down.
Yeah, I started watching the Cowboys documentary on Netflix that just came out.
Okay.
And it was all about how, they're America's football team with Landry, with Tom Landry. And then they go down the crapper because they lose for several years before Jerry Jones buys them. And all of a sudden, America's team, which was like selling out no one's going to the games.
Yeah, because they're not America's team. They were when they win.
Yeah, it's very simple. It doesn't matter who you sign. It doesn't matter if they went out and signed Juan Soto in the offseason. If they don't win, people don't come. You got to win. Right. So it's very simple. And I don't care who's playing. If you win, people come and watch you. If we could just play the Padres every day, we'd win more.
Well, I have to look at the records. It seems like we've won more on the road than at home this year.
well, we're certainly having a good road trip right now. The Padre thing was a little bit annoying to me. I mean, certainly still rooting for the Orioles. Glad they're playing well, pitching well. But I also want the Padres to beat the Dodgers, and they're a couple games back. And we hurt the Padres' chances of taking out the Dodgers. Now, hopefully we can return the favor and, beat the Dodgers in this next series. But
right, which is the series at home celebrating 21-31.
Right. As we fly back from the West Coast, California.
Well, maybe we can just
California team at home.
Catch the same plane as the Dodgers.
Yeah. Share a plane. It's a good idea. They were asked, I saw Mansolino. They asked Mansolino about Rich, our friend of the show, Rich Dubroff, asked him about if he thinks everyone will ever how impressive is that 21-31 streak? Will anyone ever break it? And Mansolino's quote was like, I really don't understand why, but players can't play. It's hard for me to get players to play 14 games in a row. I don't really know why this is. But I don't think that record will ever be broken because
it will never be broken.
Guys play 14 games straight.
Yeah. What was fun about doing a series and going to San Francisco this week is that the Masson crew was able to talk to John Miller about 21-31.
Yeah.
And the countdown towards that, which was cool.
Well, I listened on the radio to the John Miller call. I didn't listen to the Orioles. I listened to the John Miller, and made me very nostalgic.
Yeah, of course. Love John Miller.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's still doing this thing. He must be old, right?
John Miller? I'm sure he's old.
Vocal cords still sound like a young man. All right. We alluded to it. Let's get into the return of some of our healthy pitchers.
All right.
Healthy players, right?
73 years old for John Miller.
Okay. We got Wells back.
Yes, Wells pitched yesterday, first time.
Good.
He looked good. 5 innings, but that's what they're going to pull you after 5 for these guys.
Josh, Wells has been yo-yoed a little bit between starting and in the bullpen. At one point, he's even our closer. Our bullpen is in desperate need of help. We're now doing a 6-man rotation. We have somebody starting pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a little surprised that he didn't go into the bullpen?
No, because nothing they're doing now is about 2025. It's about 2026.
Exactly. So you want what do you want him as a piece for 2026 in the bullpen?
No, what you're trying to do is figure out what your rotation is for 2026. And you've got Rogers locked in. So then the question is Bradish and Wells part of next year's rotation? That's what you're trying to figure out.
Oh, well, how about I ask you this question then? Can we figure out who the closer is? Who's the closer in 2026?
Yeah, we don't know.
What if it's Tyler Wells?
It could be. It could easily be Tyler Wells.
Well, not now because he's a starter.
Well, yesterday he was a starter. Maybe they'll try him out as a closer later.
You think he's pitching for his career right now? Like, is this his career as a starter?
What's this free agency look like? Is it easier to bring in 2 high quality starting pitchers, or to bring in 1 top of the end starting pitcher and 1 closer we can count on?
Josh, who do we have more of now? Starting pitchers who are reliable starting pitchers or reliable relievers?
Who do you have as in this rotation for next year? I'd rather not see Kramer in this rotation next year. I see 3 guys that I'd like to see in this rotation next year.
Rogers,
Bradish, and Wells.
What happened to Grayson Rodriguez?
He's not even alive. That man's dead.
What about Sugano? You bringing him back?
Sugano's not coming back.
Contract's over. I know, but you want to bring him back for 1 more year?
No, he's going to sign somewhere else.
I think he comes back.
I don't think he comes back. I think you have 2 holes in this rotation.
What about Slim Shady?
Eflin?
Well, I know his contract's up too, but yeah, you're gonna bring back Eflin. Bring back Eflin too.
I like Povich.
Yeah, well,
I like Povich as well.
What up, Povich?
But I don't want to have so many. You better not give me, hey, we've got so many starting pitchers, we're not going to sign one. As good as Trevor Rogers is this season, I don't want to, unless you can guarantee me that Grayson Rodriguez is going to be healthy all year and pitch high caliber, and I've got a rotation of Rogers, Rodriguez, Bradish, Wells. You give me that rotation and you tell me all those guys are going to pitch top of their career, then I'm good. Then I'm happy. But I don't trust that at this moment.
Hey, I was also thinking about, so I just Googled while you were talking. I wasn't listening. I Googled Orioles pitcher Liberty because I know there was that guy in AAA who was just promoted to AAA who went to Liberty University.
Okay.
Go Flames. And I couldn't remember his name. So I Googled Orioles pitcher Liberty. And good old AI helped me out. But I appreciate their answer. They said the search results mentioned multiple Orioles-affiliated pitchers associated with the name Liberty, including former minor leaguer pitcher Trey Gibson, who played for Liberty University. I would add to AI, to correct AI, it's not a former, he's a current minor league pitcher, but whatever.
Yeah, I saw him down here in his Norfolk debut.
Oh, nice.
And he looked outstanding.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. Josh, I'll give you $1,000 if you can name who AI, also 2 other players that AI associated with the word Liberty.
Liberty University or just Liberty?
No, just the word Liberty.
Liberty. Cal Ripken.
No. Close. Ubaldo Jimenez.
Why?
Who took his oath of citizenship near the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
And a pitcher named Kevin Velasco, who was named a 2024 Orioles Award winner related to Liberty.
Okay.
The phrase might also refer to the pitcher, Matt Riley, who graduated from Liberty Union High School.
I think we should just start calling Trey Gibson Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
When he's on the mound.
What's your thoughts on Beaver the Retriever?
I like Dylan Beavers a lot. I love his approach at the plate. Some of his plays in the outfield have concerned me.
Like
last night we saw the ball come out of his glove. Over the weekend we saw him run up, and it was tough to tell on the camera angle if Gunnar was calling him off or something, but he just stopped and the ball dropped in front of him. So we've seen some miscues with him in the outfield.
Yeah, miscommunication.
But I love his approach at the plate. I love that he's getting walks and being patient up there. And all of his at-bats seem like quality at-bats to me.
Yeah. In an age where it seems like everyone has the same kind of good swing, it's fun to see a little bit. Like Silas was in there. Silas wanted to, after watching Beavers, like in the batting cage, he was trying to replicate Beavers' swing.
That's
I thought when we were kids, there were so many. Tony Bautista, Cal Ripken every other month. Yes. So many hitters you could kind of emulate their stance and mimic their stance.
Yes.
Nowadays, it's kind of cookie cutter-ish.
Now, well, it's very much, it's the analytics. It's where I keep saying analytics destroy things, because everyone looks at these computer models and says, well, you have to raise your leg like this and you have to drop your foot like this.
Oh, see, I'm blaming travel ball. It's because these kids get raised up in travel ball and they're all coached the same way.
It could be that too. But the point is, it goes back to the original discussion with the school placement tests, and where it all comes down to the same, trying to make this factory of baseball players where they're all the same.
The efficient system. Yeah. But no, I appreciate that Beavers has a bit of a different approach. And that's fun to watch. What about the Cowser center field experience? Do you think this is a success? Do you think Cowser is making a case for being the starting center fielder going next year?
I don't mind Cowser in center field. I think Cowser does a great job defensively. I am concerned that he's not hitting the ball like he should.
Yeah.
When Cowser first came up, he was being more patient at the plate and all that, and I'm not seeing that anymore. That's where I'm concerned about Cowser, not about him in center field. If we go into next season with Dylan Beavers, Colton Cowser, and Jeremiah Jackson as that outfield, I'm okay.
Really?
I'm okay. I mean, sure, would I like a bigger bat? Yes. But if you're spending the money elsewhere, as long as you're making moves, I'm okay.
Get out of here.
What do you want?
I guess I'm okay with Cowser as your starting center fielder going into next year.
All right. Are you okay with Dylan Beavers in your left field?
And I'm okay with Dylan Beavers left field.
And are you okay with your rookie of the year, Jeremiah Jackson, or whatever you were giving him, MVP in right field?
The guy with the number 87 temporary jersey or whatever.
Yes.
I'm not convinced, Josh, that this Jeremiah Jackson will be the Jeremiah Jackson. He never even played outfield before this year. So
are you correct?
I mean, he seems like the perfect platoon guy. First guy goes down in injury because someone always does. He steps in. He can play multiple positions. I love him there. I don't want him going in as our everyday.
You think this is
next year?
I mean, yeah, he's not a young guy. He's been around for a while.
How old is he? I would guess he's 24, 25, relatively young.
He's 25.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, I guess this was his major league debut.
Right.
So he's just been in different minor league teams since 2018.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it would be a mistake to count on him to be your everyday outfielder next year. I think
he has 106 plate appearances with the Orioles for a 333 batting average.
He's been great.
Yeah, it's been
13 game hitting streak.
Yeah, 4 home runs. 4 home runs out of nowhere.
Like dead center. They're not cheapies either. There's some solid home runs.
Now, does it say he's WAR now? Now, what he is who's the guy we traded to San Diego with O'Hearn?
Ramon
Laureano. He's basically a Ramon Laureano replacement.
Yeah, Laureano, by the way, we saw has been their best player.
He's hitter. Been playing outstanding since the move.
He had like 7 home runs in August. Something stupid like that.
Yeah. So
maybe we can trade for him.
Yeah, I mean, I jokingly say I'm comfortable with him out there because it is a small sample size. Where did he play? What did he play? Second base or something in Norfolk?
Yeah, he was a middle infielder, I think.
So I don't know. I like the idea that he's athletic enough that we can put him in right field and he'd be fine. So he can be that super utility guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want upgrades over everybody else. Emmanuel Rivera has been really nice. He's played really well since he's been here, but he needs to be upgraded.
Yeah,
Luis Vasquez needs to be upgraded. Yep. Daniel Johnson, Dylan Carlson, those guys all need to be upgrades in the offseason. And that would push someone like Jeremiah Jackson to a bench spot because you're getting people who are better.
And you know what he is? He is the Jorge Mateo replacement.
Yeah, that's fine. Ramon Arias, Jorge Mateo, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. Is this Jorge Mateo's last year?
I don't know what his contract status is. Year left. Does he have one more? I don't know. Mateo just hasn't been the same since he's been.
Oh yeah, he has that club option for $5.5 million next year.
You're not going to give Jorge Mateo $5.5 million.
I have a hard time imagining they will, but Michael Elias has stuck with Jorge Mateo.
I know,
year in year out when we thought this experiment is done. So
this year we paid him $3.5 million.
Yeah.
So is it worth that?
His play has not warranted a raise.
No, it has not. So I'd be surprised if the Orioles take that option. Now, do they sign him? Do they decline that option, but then he still stay in the organization at a lower price? Maybe, because they could always lean on that injury to say, hey, we can't give you that, but we'll give you 4.
Well, and his skill set, he's going to find a job. I don't know if it's going to be maybe a minor deal, but he'll be in baseball next year just because of that elite speed.
Yep. All right. Did you have anything else written down in your notes about the Orioles?
Just Orioles playing spoilers is kind of fun. Like, I know they're out of the playoffs, but it's kind of fun.
0-0.
The Dodgers and the Padres.
Yeah,
because these are huge game for the Padres, huge game for the Dodgers. For us, it doesn't matter. For them, it's like life. Like their fans are living and dying with this game, and for us, we could care less. It's just I like playing the spoiler.
No, I've accepted that we're gonna be. This is a losing season. We're not getting back to 500. We'd have to go 18-5 over the next 23 games to get back to 500. So we're not going to do that. But if we can have some fun with spoiling some things, getting some wins against the Padres, hopefully get some wins against the Dodgers this weekend and do things like that, that could be fun.
Yeah, it's also the time where I realize about myself I have issues because, as you just mentioned, they have no chance or out of it. But like Emily is like, hey, Matt, you want to come watch a show or something? And I'm like, no, I'm watching the baseball game. I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm still like,
I totally
watching it.
Still watching every pitch. They're on the West Coast. I should go to bed, and I'm staying up way too late to watch these games.
Yeah, it's like there's something wrong with me. Like I don't even know. As I'm doing, I'm like, why am I tuning in? But I'm still doing it. And I'm already looking forward to Josh playing the Yankees a bunch here in the end. We play 2 Yankees. I hope we can really mess with them. Like, I'm looking forward to that series.
I agree. That's frustrating. So.
All right.
Hey, but we got We get Ravens football this weekend.
Yeah, that's my last note. We haven't talked to any Ravens, but
because
my last note, Ravens.
Yeah, well, because football season has kind of snuck up on me. And it doesn't make any sense because the Orioles are so bad. I don't know if it's, but I'm still involved in the Orioles.
Yeah, well, and because I watch less ESPN, and if you watch ESPN, it's NFL football 24/7 over the past 2 months.
That's
but
an interesting point. I don't watch PTI and Around the Horn and stuff like I used to every day.
Yeah,
and that would probably build me up for football. I don't watch any regularly programmed like sports shows anymore. So you're right. That would definitely work on that transition.
Yeah, but I mean, the sky's the limit for the Ravens. The way I look at it, Josh, there's 3 teams, and then there's everybody else, right? Well, the AFC is the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens.
The Ravens have reached that point where it is Super Bowl or that's it. Like anything beyond Super Bowl is disappointing.
You know what's interesting? And Lamar Jackson needs to get to that Super Bowl. Like, it's really important for his career. But it's the same exact situation, I think, for the Bills, where they've done everything else except win in the playoffs. And Josh Allen needs that Super Bowl. It's this stupid Patrick Mahomes keeps on ruining it.
Right.
But it feels like the Ravens and Bills are in the same spot where they both have done everything they can except take that next step to the Super Bowl.
Is Sunday's game in Buffalo?
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Because I was going to say, I'm glad it is. Yeah. I am glad to get that trip in Buffalo out of the way in September.
Yeah. I mean, and I love that. The NFL last 2 years against the Chiefs came down to the toe against the Chiefs, and now again in the opening game, and now with the Bills.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the 2 best teams in football going at it. So it should be a fun year. It sounds like we improved our defense. We had another good draft. The Ravens doing their thing, extending their best players like Kyle Hamilton. Tyler Loop seems like a really good kicker. It should be fun.
The Ravens have an amazing deal with kickers. Where you go from Stover to Tucker to now Loop looks like he can fit right in.
Yeah, let's see what Loop does in the game.
But we'll forget what's the guy that we had before Tucker? Cundiff. We'll forget about him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Him and Lee Evans. How can one forget? All right. But, yeah, I think the sky's the limit for the Ravens this year. The expectations could not be higher. And the clock is ticking. Right? Like, you can only be this good for a certain number of years. So you have to win.
That's why you're at that point where it's like you have to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Or at least make it to it.
I agree. So
and that's at least, hopefully Kansas City's done with that and we can at least go against the Bills in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, it seems like Patrick Mahomes was on the decline last year. So hopefully that continues, and hopefully that, is a trend.
Right. Let them, they can all get ready for their big wedding party, and the rest of the NFL can play football.
That's right. Is that true? I heard rumors, Josh, that the halftime show of the Super Bowl is going to be the wedding. Is there any truth to that?
I have not heard that rumor. I've heard lots of people guess that Taylor Swift would be performing at halftime.
Okay.
Which I'm sure the NFL, any sport, if Taylor Swift wants to perform at your halftime, you're going to pay him whatever.
Yes. I mean, that's not the NFL wants. I mean, that's not like that's if Taylor Swift wants to do it, not if the NFL wants to do it.
Exactly. So.
All right, we got to get out of here. I got to go pick up my kids.
Yep. That sounds good.
Speaking of school, let's go full circle here. Pick up my kids at school.
Hey, and we got the Padres game at 4 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Early game.
So check it out.
Pick up your kids. Enjoy that game in silence.
Sounds good. Everyone, boys and girls, follow us on social media. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts wherever you listen. You can follow me on X at Section336. Follow Josh on X
at Josh Rucker.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's. And go Ravens.
Come on, people, let me hear you say Welcome to the yard, we must protect this house. The other bad birds, haven't you heard? We got that underdog style, but we'll be crushing the curve.